Welcome to the world-famous Napa Valley. It's the wine mecca of America. The allure and prestige of castles and heavy-hitter wineries, household names everywhere you look. Celebrity passion projects, world-renowned restaurants, and land that sells for up to $1 million an acre. We're gonna find out why. Welcome to V is for Vino. Let's watch, learn, and drink. This may not be the place where wine began in America, but the Napa Valley is without question the place that put America on the wine map. And while 90% of wine made in America is made in California, only 4% of that comes from the Napa Valley. But the small amount of wine they do produce here has gained international recognition and made sure America always has a place at the international wine table. Napa is located about 55 miles northeast of San Francisco, tucked east of Sonoma County and south of Lake County. The valley itself is framed by mountains on either side, which help moderate the temperature and protect from wind and rain. Only 2% of the world has a dry Mediterranean climate like Napa. That means not too hot, not too cold, long growing season with minimal temperature change and rainfall. It's not only the perfect place to grow grapes, but it's also the perfect place to live. That's why so many people love it here. Napa's had its fair share of challenges. The first Napa winery was started by Charles Krug in 1861. But in the start of the 20th century, a devastating root louse called phylloxera wiped out 80% of the vineyards. And in 1920, Prohibition put almost every winery out of business. It's really only in the last 50 years that Napa has become the icon that we know it as today. And for that story, we need to take a trip to Paris. The year was 1976. A man named Steven Spurrier, who was running a wine shop in Paris, invited some of the most esteemed, well-credentialed wine professionals in all of France to participate in a blind tasting competition of French versus Californian wines at the Intercontinental Hotel in downtown Paris. The judges would taste 10 Chardonnays, 4 from Burgundy and 6 from California, and then move on to the reds. All of this was done more of a publicity stunt than anything else, and the competition might as well have been rigged. No one, and I mean no one, expected the American wines to stand a chance. After all, these were the French, the masters of terroir, and the kings of all things refined. And the Californian winemakers were seen as a bunch of dopes who didn't know how to make wine. But then the unthinkable happened. First place of the white round was a 1973 Chateau Montelena from Napa Valley, and the American wines took 3 of the top 4 spots. At this point, the judges were alarmed to say the least. So in the next red wine round, they tried even harder to distinguish the French from American wines to assure a French victory. But alas, the winner was a 1973 Stag's Leap Wine Cellars Cabernet Sauvignon from Napa Valley, beating 4 first growth Bordeaux's, wines that sold for thousands of dollars and had famed reputations. And one lone reporter from Time magazine caught the whole thing. The fallout was massive. Time magazine published an article claiming victory. Well, the French press tried to downplay the event in any way they could, but it didn't matter, it was too late. It was a shot heard around the world and Napa had pulled the trigger. It proved that Napa wines could not only stand toe-to-toe with the best wines in the planet, but gave California its opening to enter the world stage. Get the wine, full episodes, and more at visforvino.com.